Okay, what's up, friends? We are going to be doing a California housing market update. By the way, last time y'all smoked me for how I was pronouncing some of these cities and for calling it Cali. Wow. So let's try this again without the smoke. Oh, by the way, if we haven't met, my name is Chelsea Winstead. I am a home financing strategist and a mortgage broker. I am licensed all over the country, but the reality is that the reason clients choose to work with me, even if I am out of state, is based on my approach to negotiation, strategy, pulling in market data, and really being able to help you as a buyer make the smartest decision in a way that doesn't feel like you're rushed or pressured, and that allows you to have information as you move forward. So we're going to go through a couple of the major cities that are seeing a lot of real estate action right now. I'm going to specifically talk through Sacramento, San Jose, San Diego, San Francisco, Stockton. If you live in Cali and you want me to do a deep dive on the city that you live in or that you were interested in purchasing, link on my profile, first option is going to be the best place to follow up. All right, so let's go through. For each of these cities, I'm going to be talking about a couple things. Number one, median home price. Number two, days on market. Number three, year over year price changes. Number four, list versus sale price and like what percentage of homes are moving based on that information. And then I'm going to talk through, is the market there balanced? Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? And then also just give you some nuggets on like why the market is that way. Okay, let's start off with Sacramento. So median home price here is between $453,000 and $470,000. Average days on market is only 25 days. So that's pretty quickly. But get this, year over year price change is actually down 3%. And this is again cooling from the pandemic surge that we saw. List versus sale, we have a 100% ratio. What that means is almost like literally every home as of recently, the homes are being sold at list price. So with that said, the market here is considered balanced, but here's the reason I say that. There's two kind of like opposite like pieces of information. The fact that homes are only on the market for about 25 days, that is more indicative of a seller's market, but the fact that the home prices are down 3% compared to last year, that actually shows us more that this is a little bit more of a buyer's market. So when you put those together, that means technically we're balanced. Why the market looks this way? So number one, a lot of the Bay Area migration has pushed prices up just like overall. However, again, now those are stabilizing. Also had like an influx of new construction in this area, which does tend to drive prices down. Like that's something that we do tend to see. So big picture, Sacramento is like the classic pressure release city for like the Bay Area pricing. The demand does exist, but the urgency does not. Okay, let's talk about San Jose. So median home price here is between 1.35 and $1.4 million. Days on market is about 18 days, but get this, year over year price change is down it's down 2% compared to last year. List versus sale price, we're actually still seeing homes go over list price, so between 100 and 101. So that means a lot of homes are being bought at list price, or on occasion we are seeing some go over list price. Reason being, this is, and like when you add these together, 18 days on market, that's really fast. Homes being going over list price, that's a lot. Interesting thing though is that the year over year price change being down 2%, like that's really interesting. But again, I think just nationwide in a lot of places, even in sellers markets, we are seeing a cooling effect happen. The reason obviously that we see this market perform this way, number one, we have tech salaries here, keeping the buyer pool just at a higher level, right? Like that's why those prices are where they are. There's also limited supply, which then, as we all know, or if you don't know, the economics of that is that when there are a shortage of things, the price of those things go up. So that's the scenario here. Again, however, we are seeing some price softening due to that affordability ceiling, even with those higher incomes finally being hit, which is why we're seeing that down 2% year over year. Okay, let's talk about San Diego. So median home price is $880,000 to $900,000. Days on market is between 30 and 35. Year over year price change. So this one is in the positive. We are between 3 and 5%. We tend to see a long-term upward trend here regardless. List versus sale price. So we're anywhere between 99 and 101%. That means that a few homes go right under list and then some homes are still going over list price. Market here is balanced, but definitely with seller pockets depending on the neighborhood or the street or the specific home. Here's the reality. San Diego has a chronic housing shortage. Like there are just not enough homes for the amount of people that live there. The lifestyle migration is still really strong here. So a lot of people do like to relocate to San Diego, which then again creates a shortage of places to live. We've got a lot of military and biotech employment that does stabilize that demand. And we've seen a slight improvement in inventory, but overall there is still less frenzy than what we saw in 2021 and 2022. The truth, though, is that San Diego just really doesn't get cheap. You just can have pockets of stronger negotiation depending on the situation. Okay, this is where y'all lit my ass up last time. I said San Fran, and you would have thought I called your mama ugly. I was like, Lord, my bad. So San Francisco, just to make sure we're all speaking the same language, median home price. Now, okay, there's a huge variation here between, let's say, like a condo and a single family home. Okay, a lot of this data is based on single family home information. So median home price here for a single family home is between 1.6 and 1.7 million. Days on market is about 30 days. Now get this, year-over-year price change is roughly down 1 to 4%. So that's like the interesting thing. All the states that I do coverage on, so many places, even when we have shortages, we are seeing year-over-year prices come down. And it is because a lot of places have hit their ceiling where people are just like, listen, we are not paying for that. And I talk about this a lot on my videos here. You as an individual don't determine what something is worth. The market determines it. Okay. So same thing. And I always give this example, like an iPhone isn't actually worth what we pay for it, but the market has determined we're all willing to pay over $1,000 for an iPhone. So that's what they charge for it. If people didn't buy iPhones for that price, they would drop the price to get people to buy it. Same goes for homes, right? So homes are determined, the price is determined based on the market behavior. So when people continue to buy homes at a specific price point, the market actually supports that it is worth that. Whether you personally believe that or not, economics doesn't really care about personal opinion. It cares about behavior. So here's the thing though. In San Francisco, the list versus sell, often almost always above list price, especially for like desirable homes. The market type here is split. We've obviously always got like luxury market here is always super hot. Here's a reason though, like that we're seeing some of these price changes come down. And a lot of you probably, or maybe already, like if you live here, you know this, you probably know people impacted by this. So number one, tech layoffs and remote work that has been reduced, right, has impacted this market. Also, PS, AI, while it has created a lot of opportunity, there's also job loss that comes along with that. Luxury buyers here still really do drive most of the competition. We've got extremely low inventory, again, due to owners like holding those properties based on what they are worth. The affordability gap here is also very massive, right? So like I would say people who are not in like the upper tier of income earners in this area, they are not buying these types of homes. This area does require very high income to live within these limits, right? The market isn't necessarily cooling evenly though. And here's the thing, in this specific pocket, so in San Francisco in particular, different parts of the city would actually see different behavior. So again, a big reason why I do personalized strategies is because it's hard to have a one size fits all, even within a zip code. Okay, last update. So Stockton, this is a really interesting market right now. So median home price here is between $430,000 and $470,000. Days on market is between 35 and 45 days. Now get this, year over year, price change is actually flat. So we're not really seeing any changes. There's a slight negative, like slight drop, but really kind of minimal there. List versus sale price. So typically we're seeing that homes are sold below the list price. So between 97 and 99% towards list. Market type here is actually really buyer friendly relative to a lot of the rest of California. Here's why. Affordability is definitely, again, like a big thing here, especially for like Bay Area commuters. This area also has a much higher sensitivity to mortgage rates because, again, this is where like the people that aren't in like the top 1 to 5% of earners are living in places like Stockton and then making that commute in. So they're going to be a little bit more budget minded than, let's say, people who are probably purchasing in San Francisco. Other thing to note here too is investor activity has really dramatically cooled in this area and inventory has increased here faster than demand, which for you as a buyer it allows you to have more leverage in a negotiation scenario. Big picture as a whole in California, not Cali. Prices are stabilizing, not crashing. We obviously have like inland markets are softer and more negotiable. A lot of our coastal markets are still going to remain competitive. But in general, affordability is still going to be, a struggle for a lot of people based on these home prices. That said, if you would like me to do a personal review of your income, of the kind of home you are looking to buy, and specifically in the city you are looking to buy in, link on my profile, first option is the best place to get started. And hopefully y'all don't roast me in the comments this time for that freaking way I pronounce this shit. Okay, love you, bye.